It's me, Shara, Tanya, and Hannah. Okay, we'll start with safety first.
So, I don't know for me, but that's what they say. Taiwan is very safe, and no one will take your stuff when you left it, even cell phones. So we put like, every time we put things on our desk to represent that that's our seats. So, but no one ever takes it. It's in Taiwan. So no one will take your items from your backpack. No one will grab your phone while you are using it. I wrote, and no one will steal the goods outside the store. Everyone is wearing a helmet when riding a motorbike, and a motorcycle equals will contain one or two people and plus adults on the front. So
Yeah, I think most Indonesian students think that Taiwan is really safe because I remember that there's this one time when I just arrived in Taiwan, and then I met my senior, and she was kind of in a hurry, so I asked her what happened. But then she just carefully said like, "Oh yeah, I left my cell phone in the classroom," and I just talked to Tanya. She left her cell phone, but why doesn't she look worried at all? And then later I know that it's true that like if you left your stuff in the classroom or something, like no one's really take it. You can still find it there. And Indonesia, well, yeah, I don't know even in other country, but well, in Indonesia, I think if you left your stuff, then somebody will probably take it, especially if it's something valuable. So yeah, people will take your stuff if you just left it, and well, in some cases, yeah, I think it will be safer if you put your backpack in the front, especially if you're riding, like for example a train or something that is crowded, because people can take your item from your backpack if you put it on your back. And then someone might grab your phone while you're using it on the road, but I think this rarely happen in Indonesia because well, Indonesian people rarely walks. They usually use like motorcycle or cars when they're going out. And yeah, I think it's also, at first we were also quite surprised when we see that the store in Taiwan actually have stuff sold outside the store, and then people will like take that item and then go into the store and pay for it. And sometimes we think like, what if somebody just took it and not go into the store and pay? And we're like, yeah, that's probably because that is what will happen if it's in Indonesia. And in Indonesia, yeah, some people don't actually wear helmet when they're riding a motorcycle, because I don't know why. That's just the way it is. And as you can see in the picture, one motorcycle they can use it for like 4 people, and it was really crowded, and it's actually not good, but well, yeah, some people do it either way.
So we have a video based on this person is a Spanish, but they think it's close to what they have in their countries.
Hello， 亲爱的观众朋友，大家好！今天阿多哈会教你一个你对台湾不知道的。他们在西班牙可能经过一些不太好的经验，可能被偷了什么的。难道美国不是更危险的地方吗？台湾人去欧洲平常有问题，在台湾。在西班牙。台湾。 今天晚上没办法，那我们要不要明天见面吧？哦，好啦，拜拜。西班牙。看你娘！台湾。你跨下去啊！西班牙。你跨下去啊！台湾。西班牙。
What is the thing they say in the supermarket?
西班牙。台湾安全第一名。
Yeah, so we just think that Taiwan, maybe this video actually we know it from our Chinese teacher, and she said that maybe it's not that when Taiwanese she said that when Taiwanese go outside the country, they think that some countries are not safe. But then my Chinese teacher said that maybe it's not that the other country is not safe. It's just that Taiwan is too safe. That's why they think that other countries are not safe. Okay, next. We'll talk about buying drinks. So first is in Taiwan.
So in Taiwan, you order a drink. Mark, you order a drink, right? Mark, you do order a drink, right? And the boss will ask you, are you going to buy the large one or the medium one? And then you want hot or cold. And then how much ice do you want? How much ice? And then how sweet do you want? So that's what all they ask in Taiwan. Almost every shop they ask that.
In Indonesia, if you buy one bubble milk tea, for example, they will only ask you about regular or large size, and they will make it in 5 minutes.
Yeah, so the idea is that in Indonesia, if you want, for example, if you want it to be a bit sweeter, or if you want your ice to be just a little, you can request it to the shopkeeper, but they won't ask about it. You can request it and they will make it as you requested, but they won't ask it. And here's another funny video about buying drinks in Taiwan.
多很多吗？看不到。这个是什么？好，算了，我要一杯绿茶，大杯还是中杯？这个我没有想过，哪一个？大杯好了。甜度冰块呢？听不懂。你想要无糖、微糖？不叫美。进来一个的事情是台湾的饮料店，台湾饮料店非常厉多很多吗？这个是什么？好，算了，我要一杯绿茶，大杯还是中杯？这个我没有想过，哪一个？大杯好了。甜度冰块呢？听不懂。你想要无糖、微糖、半糖、少糖，还是全糖，还是甜一点？我只要一杯。拜托，我是天秤座，我没有办法决定。你想要巨饼吗？还是你想要就是半饼吗？还是怎么样？太复杂，可以给我半个小时。 考虑这些东西吗？拜托，这边真的要玩，慢慢来，慢慢想。台湾饮料店。
Yeah, so we think that maybe for foreigners who just came to Taiwan, it'll be a little hard when you want to order drinks because they will ask you like, yeah, how much ice, how sweet do you want it, and maybe at first we also didn't know until our Chinese teacher taught us about it, and we don't. Oh, so we have to say this and this and this, and at first we really have no idea that it'll be so hard just to order a drink.
And then for street vendors, so like these street vendors will having like market and night market. So what the vendors will sold is like foods, a lot of foods, yeah, and yeah. But some of them has sold clothes and like luxuries or some cheap souvenirs, and yeah, it's for the vendors. And in Indonesia,
In Indonesia, there are a lot of street vendors like food. We also sell shoes, t-shirt, and hat. Some people also sell some hairpin, toys, flag, Indonesian flag, but they sell it around 17th of August because it's our Independence Day. And this one is, what is it called in English? It's a small store that usually some people with low income sell. So they are selling selling like small food, yeah, instant noodles, mineral water, something like that.
and as you can see in Taiwan, wait. In Taiwan, the vendors are like stand. But in Indonesia, they have like cars. There are food vendors and vendors all over the streets, and then it's by car, and yeah.
Yeah, so in Indonesia, basically, like there's this small store that will go around a complex of houses, and then if you are interested in buying, you can just stop them. And then there's also a little bit about transportation, because I think this is also part of our lifestyle. So this is the transportation in Taiwan. The taxis are yellow, buses, MRTs, trains, and bicycle. But then in Indonesia, if taxis has lots of different colors, it's like it depends on the company, and like each company have their own colors. And well, I think the one that Indonesian people usually use is this one, the blue one, because it's like the safest. It's called Bluebird. And then there's also this in Jakarta. There's this bus which called Transjakarta, and they have like their own special route. So the idea is that so people will use people, because people in Indonesia mainly use their own cars if they have, and like the government wanted them to use public transportation more, and they make this bus which have its own route so that there won't be a traffic if you use this bus, because the bus have their own routes. Because in Indonesia, well, traffic is very famous, especially in big cities like Jakarta. And that is the train. Okay, Tanya can talk about this one.
In English? What is ojek in English? It's some kind of taxi, but they use motorcycle instead. So it's a motorcycle taxi, perhaps. And it's lebih murah nggak sih? It's cheaper than normal taxi. Yeah, and faster.
Yeah, the funny thing about that motorcycle taxi is that sometimes there are some people who mistake because there isn't really a sign. If you just see them on the road, there isn't really a sign that said they're motorcycle taxi. So sometimes people stop them, but they're not really motorcycle taxi, and so they won't stop. Okay, and now is the news.
The last one we'll talk about is Taiwan's news and Indonesia's news. So, Taiwan's news, you can see like some things here, and then the main what is he speaking, and then weather times, and then what will they report later, and then it's like government will say something at the left, and people here and their companies, TVBS, yes, their companies, and sometimes they'll have pictures. What is he reporting about the pictures over here? So it's a messy things.
Yeah, this is an example of a Indonesian news. So basically, the only same thing is you have the name of the company over here, and this is just the name of the host. And then, yeah, this is also some international news or something that will move. But then, other than that, there isn't really anything else. So, like, at first I was also confused that so many Taiwanese people actually said that don't ever watch Taiwanese news. It's so boring and it's so messy. And I said that, yeah, I suppose it's true. I mean, when I see a Taiwanese news, I don't really understand which one am I supposed to be focused on. Like, there's so much things written, and and my Chinese is obviously not that good. So I was like, okay, I just don't watch news in Taiwan, because yeah, in Indonesian news are basically simple. You basically just hear what the host is saying. And next is the elderly activities. Okay, in Taiwan, I think in Taiwan the elderly are very healthy. They like go outdoors often, like to some parks and like do Tai Chi together. Or just like walk around, have a chat. Yeah, or dance together, I suppose. But then in Indonesia, the elderly doesn't really go outside often. I suppose it's also because, as like in cities like Jakarta, the pollution is quite bad. So I suppose elderly won't go out of their houses often. They probably just do some activities indoor, like playing chess or like cooking. So unless for example, if their children ask them to go out, they probably will go out, but other than that, no, they don't go out of their houses often. So yes, there's some different lifestyles between Taiwan and Indonesia. And lastly, we want to show you like one last video about, well, some little lifestyle in Indonesia.
Sampai juga.
It's really nice. Thank you so much for today, by the way. I had so much fun. Yeah. And this food is so good.
Delicious.
So before the one that said the more smelly it is, the more delicious it is. It's actually like an Indonesian food called pete and jengkol, and I don't really eat it, but I've heard that the one who, it's basically the same idea as durian. The people who likes it really likes it, and the people who don't like it, well, they won't even go near it, something like that. But yeah, they're really quite smelly, and some people who likes it really likes it and really thinks that it's delicious. However, after eating it, you have to be careful with your breath when you're talking to other people, because they can smell it when you open your mouth.
So this is like lemonade, yeah? Good. Yeah, lemonade, yeah.
Okay, so this is another funny thing. I don't know if it's true for all foreigners, but yes, in Indonesia, when you go like to this small like restaurant in the side of the street, they sometimes they don't have like a wastafel where you can wash your hands, so they will give you like this small bowl, and inside there will be like water and like yeah, lemon, yeah. And it's basically you use it to wash your hand. The idea is just that so you can use the lemon to get rid of the bad smell if you eat with your hand, because Indonesian people tends to also eat with their hands. Yeah, that's the idea. But then in here, I suppose the foreigner didn't know about it, and she thinks it's a lemonade.
I think in France, when you eat seafood, you also have to, wash your hands into the.
But now they just give like lemon wipes, like wet wipes. Before it was like water.
Is it working well? I mean the lemon wine. This is the first time you do it.
Yeah, so please don't be surprised, but this is true for some Indonesian people that we will take basically every chance we can to get free food, free things. Maybe not as obvious as this one, but for example, when you ride an airplane and there will be like some spoons or something that is given, then some of us will take it.
Mas, ini level kan? Tambah lagi ya.
Woi, gila, kenapa? Ini parkir sembarangan nih. Wah, gue nggak bisa lewat, mau lewat galangan sampai ini masih. Woi, itu mobil gua kenapa nih? Kenapa dia? Jangan kena mobil gua jatuh. Kan ini iya gua ditabrak. Gua parkir sembarangan nih. Gua nggak bisa lewat, Mas. Kita lanjut dulu. Mas kan yang galak nabrak. Mobilnya nggak salah apa-apa, Mas yang salah. Gini, berarti lu kan? Gua kan yang lu tahu udah pakai ganti. Udah pukul aja, Mas. Pukul aja. Pakai masa nih. Pada bombolnya aja udah pukul aja, Mas.
Yeah, so yeah, this one is a little bit but I think maybe it's not as obvious as this one, but for example, if there's actually a real accident between a car and a motorcycle, then people in Indonesia will usually blame the car and the motorcycle will win, because like the idea is that the smaller one wins because you're bigger than you're wrong, something like that.
I think it's also amazing.
Banget kan, fisik banget itu suara apa sih? Dangdutan banget sih? Aduh,
Biasa tetangga sebelah berisik.
it's nice. Lovely music.
It's true. Yeah, it happens very rarely that a motorcycle actually goes to the highway, but well, I suppose sometimes it happens, especially if the traffic is very bad.
This is the one we showed on the pictures for the.
Yeah. And this happens quite often.
Banyak belajar nih. Gimana sih? Ini jalannya rusak sih. Pemerintah benerin emang ngawur. Ini gara-gara pemerintahnya nggak dapat kursi nih kemarin DPRD.
Gara-gara kita buat handle.
Yeah, so the idea is like they don't even consider that they're riding it with 4 people and they just blame the government that because they think that the road is bad.
Sebenarnya saya
Ngomong gitu terus aja.
Lo cium bau sesuatu nggak sih nih? Bau banget deh.
kayaknya kalian belum bersihin deh.
This can be seen very often in some movies, like in Indonesia, Thailand, or they have things on the bridge.
Yeah.
Apa masalah kamu? Saya bisa sayangnya. Bisnis aku udah 10 tahun sepi mulu nih, gak dapet duit. Kalau bisa saya mau pacar saya kembali lagi ke saya, Mbak. Bikinin supaya rame terus tuh, biar aku bisa beli pulang, Mbak.
Kalau bisa kembalinya 10, Mbak, supaya nggak rugi.
Aduh, Mbak. Aku juga.
Minum air kencing saya selama 3 hari berturut-turut. Sampai ampas-ampasnya.
Yeah, okay, but this is actually quite true that in Indonesia there are some people who still believe in like black magic, and there's like these people like in Indonesia it's called dukun, but I suppose it's like a shaman or something, and some people will actually go there when they have like problems and they think they can't solve it, and they will go there, and yeah, how the shaman will ask them to solve the problem is actually weird, and it varies from one shaman to the other, but yeah, it basically involves like some weird things, for example like keeping like some charms or something else, but yeah, this is quite true even now.
And then that's the end. But I have a personal thing to show you. So because they are going to Taichung for playing, so I want to show you something. This is a department store bathroom in Taichung, and it has been on Times and America. So there have all styles in every floors. Like yeah, this is beers for only boys, only guys. So the beers, Heineken, the beer types, yeah, all green, and that's for only boys. And then like jungle styles and ocean styles, yeah. So maybe if you go there, you can probably visit it once. There's all styles of it. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Wait a minute. We actually still want to talk like the effects. We're supposed to talk about the effects Taiwanese lifestyle have on us. For me, I think the negative side is that I think I'm becoming more carefree here in Taiwan because, well, Taiwan is safe and it's really safe compared to, for example, Indonesia. And so sometimes I just leave my things behind, and I'll be like, oh, it's okay, no one will take it. But I know that I'm not supposed to be that carefree in my own country, because yeah. But then the good thing is that for one, I'm becoming more independent, and yes, transportation wise, I think here in Taiwan it's easier to go places, I suppose. And yeah, also one other thing is that my dinner time. I think that since I've been living in Taiwan, because I noticed that some restaurant in Taiwan only open till 8 at night. So I usually eat dinner like at 7 here in Taiwan. But I remember that back in Indonesia, I usually eat dinner like around 9, because the restaurant in Indonesia opens till really late at night. So you can still have dinner even when it's like 10 o'clock. Some restaurant will still be open. Tanya? Okay, that's the end of our presentation. Thank you very much for listening.